All right, got something a little bit different this go around. It says guess the English accent. So all different countries in the world that speak English, everybody has different kind of like accents. So yeah, let's see how this goes. How many can I get right?
Not addictive, they're not without risk. Disorientation and dizziness, as well as feelings of nausea and paranoia, can also be experienced.
It also affects the lungs because obviously it's ingested that way and can cause spasm in the throat. And
I'm gonna guess England, UK, which the UK kind of takes England.
When somebody
Irish. These movies have been lying to us. What the fuck?
And my name was not establishing at all. In my time, I think I will call it as a golden era. Heroin survived for a longer time, not today. Today it is just...
I'm going to say India. Could be Pakistani, but I'm going to say India. Even though there's a distinct difference in the way that the sound of the voices are. At least for what I've just, yeah, anyways.
2-3 years and then they are over. There's nothing wrong in my life that I have to hide something. It's okay.
Okay, Indian. All right, I was right on that one.
Every fault of my own, I managed to skip Italy. So as I was going through, I didn't even notice until when everyone was saying, what about Italy? And I was like, oh damn, snap! I missed Italy, so that's my bad. Sorry about that. As for Armenia and Bulgaria...
I haven't the foggiest. England. I got one wrong saying England.
You know, I stopped...
Okay. Well, it's all English.
To be muddled by my knowing too much about. I want to generally know what the case is about. And we do the cases. We start at 9:15 in the morning, and we usually finish by 3:15 in the afternoon. And we've done a week's worth of cases in that day.
Wait. I thought I heard some Bronx in there, or at least from New York.
Too much about. I want to generally know what the case is about. And we do the cases. We start at 9:15 in the morning, and we usually...
I'm going to say the U.S. I'm going to say New York.
Finished by 3:15 in the afternoon.
I know I
And
cheated,
we've done
sorry.
a week's worth of cases in that day.
See, just some of the vernacular in there. I was like, wait a minute, that sounds like New York. Because you hear that with, like, a lot of movies and stuff like that. Being from the South, you know if somebody's from that area at least, either New York or some, that part of New Jersey that's right there connected to New York. They've got a very similar sound. Or New York, very similar sound. Whereas you take and go to Massachusetts and some other places, it's a little bit different. Or actually it's a big bit different. Or you go further, and if you go south from there, there's different. So that sounded like New York to me.
You get a few awkward ones that either don't know the way home or they just want to, stay on the mountain. So it's a little bit more difficult with the weather being so hot to shift them. The dogs get tired very quickly.
Scotland.
The shepherds get very tired.
Welsh. Never heard Welsh before.
Now, I really appreciate you coming in on such short notice. We were given an anonymous tip, and so we did a random search and found in your...
Okay, that sounds a little bit like somewhere in the Caribbean. It's got a Caribbean tint to it. I'm going to say tentatively, I'm going to say Jamaica. It could be one of the Virgin Islands, though. You never know.
Your son's possession, the following.
Oh. I'm telling you, it's not mine.
Shut your mouth.
Okay, Jamaican. All right, that sounded about right.
My husband and I mean, we inspire each other all the time. It could be daily things where we're both on a workout kick and we inspire each other to, you know, be focused, or just really anything. We really talk it through with each other and get each other's advice and just help motivate each other.
Bro, there ain't no, like, accent on that at all. What is that, Hollywood? What the hell? Like, you don't hear any kind of, like, distinct dialectual difference on that one. How? That's not fair. I ain't got the foggiest on this one.
Each other.
We've already been through American. You can't be. All right, look. There's more than just, you know, the U.S. and the UK countries that speak English in the world. Now there's Caribbean countries that speak English. You got South Africa. You've got Australia. I believe New Zealand speaks English. I mean, you got more than just. Come on now, come on. That ain't right. Hollywood does, so California.
Esmeralda, or do you know what I would love to do actually if they ever did, this isn't Disney, but if they ever redid Prince of Egypt?
Yes.
Because I've seen they've done the musical for it now in the West End, so if they remade that into a film, I'd be down for that, you know what I mean?
Talk to me about the Prince.
I don't know. So it's just a regional dialect okay. Regional accent of English. Okay.
In the West End.
Yes.
Because I've seen they've done the musical for it now in the West End, so if they remade that into a film.
Okay, there's definitely a big difference between, well, not huge, but as far as like where I said Londonish, and that's what, Georgie, or I don't know how you pronounce that, Gordy or whatever. That's definitely a difference. So that's what I'd love to find, like a regional video, or a video on regional British accents there in England, take and see what the different accents sound like. Also the slang, because I'm sure like here the slang changes kind of from place to place.
I'd be down for that, you know what I mean?
Talk to me about the Prince.
Gordy? Is that how you say that? Gordy?
Designing. If you're a good website designer, then what you want to do is you want to be able to work with someone who understands SEO, search engine optimization, or understands Facebook advertising, or maybe they're a very good salesperson. Now,
Indian? Almost sounds because the first one with Indian, there's parts of that you don't have like this. I'm going to still say
you can focus on just doing your website design, and somebody else can be focusing on doing the SEO and marketing side of things.
Singaporean, really? Wow. All right. I'm flabbergasted. I didn't realize that was okay, cool. I did not realize they spoke, unless that's just somebody from Singapore speaking English, but still.
And that's been a calling card for us this year. So proud of that, proud of our group for standing together. You can see a big moment in the game for me, you know, regardless of score. tough hit in the corner, and then Tanner's able to stand up to one of the toughest guys.
Canadian? North Central. Well, they've all got some. Even in Canada, some of the people from up there, North Central. So yeah, about in that area. I guess once you get farther into parts of that area of Canada, once you get farther in, because Swami, if I'm not mistaken, is North Central. But there's the dialectual stuff. No, that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, that would be like Indiana and places like that.
Almost like the one hardest ingredient of school is like if the kid's happy, like you've got all the permission to do everything else. I was really happy, but nothing else happened. And it was a bit of a weird one as well, because like when I was at school,
Gervais?
like dyslexia was never really,
That's
you
what it
were
sounds
either
like.
almost blind.
England somewhere? Essex. Okay.
And they just sung me like a traditional song as I got off stage, and I was already emotional. I just started bawling my eyes. It was like such a nice way to finish the night. They just sung this
Australia
beautiful song like as a gift
Probably
to
not,
me or
but-
something. It's just so beautiful. And
Yeah, I've yet to do that. Okay. I was thinking that because they had yet to take it to Australia, so I was like, one of these got to be Australian. And that sounded closest like what I've heard.
To finish off this look, I take a couple of sections on the top of my head, and using a paddle brush, I tease the head to create a little bit more volume on top of my head. Last but not least, I do a quick final spray of hairspray.
Hade. Who pronounces it like that? Where did they pronounce it like that? I'm going to go with Scotland again. Why not?
And we're good to go.
Probably wrong, but... South African! Wow, couldn't be no more wrong. One's up here,
Yeah, just
one's
like
way down
Gcash,
there.
They are both digital platform that you can pay bills, you can cash in, you can withdraw, you can deposit, you can do anything, you can pay online. Did you know that, guys? PayMaya offers both virtual and physical card. So
I ain't got the foggiest. I ain't got a clue. I'm interested to see what this one is. Filipino, really? See, they speak Tagalog over there, which is it's like a combination of like it's a combination of Spanish and the original, I guess, Filipino languages over there because Spain took and actually conquered them at some point in time. So here's I know people from the Philippines that don't sound like that and that are. I guess it depends on where you come in at.
Have a wonderful prevailing atmosphere of tolerance and understanding, and I feel that my own experience is proof of that. And actually, it makes me feel quite proud to belong to a country where it's.
Bro, I ain't even got a. I've been wrong on most of these so far. We're going to say Scotland until Scotland shows up. Okay, there we go. Finally. There's just part of that, like, there's... That one, the first one, the Irish, that did not sound like... I don't know.
So well, tell me
Maybe I haven't seen enough Irish people talking.
about yourself. And this interview went on and on and on. I mean, when I arrived, she said, if you've got your car on a meter because you're going to be here 3 hours. I said, 3 hours? I don't even know what the job is. So this interview went on for about 2 hours. She asked me absolutely everything about, I don't know, what my interests were when I was...
Is that England again somewhere? Birmingham, okay. Now I know y'all probably
I've had
pronounce
my
that
Twitter
different.
since March 2010. That's been a long time.
That girl is from the South, y'all. I'm just gonna say that right now.
I was about 12, 11 or 12. Yeah, not gonna do the math, but yeah, I was young. So
I'm gonna say like Georgia, Alabama, maybe there's an off chance maybe Mississippi.
there are probably some pretty stupid stuff.
Southern. You know how I know? Because I Southern.
Where me and the girl I was seeing at the time had seen a mutual friend that we hadn't seen in about a year. And she said to me that she was wearing the same clothes that she was wearing last time we saw her about a year ago. And I was very confused by this. I said, how do you remember what she was wearing?
Y'all ain't right for that. We've already had one from California. I was like, there's no accent. It's just straight up like, I don't even know. We're about to find out together, though. Now it's Canadian. Really? Really? Really?
Carl was telling a story and he said, blah, 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 and the next door neighbours who kept a horse in their house. Anyway, they'd gone away for the weekend and we were like, whoa, what?
They kept a horse
in the house? And he's like, yeah. Anyway, and he didn't realise that was the interesting part of the story. He just thought that was a bit...
Okay, so that's what, 4 different accents, at least 4 regional accents within England. 4 or 5 regional accents within England, and each one of them sound different. That one sounds the most different because the only distinguishing feature I heard was house. The way he said house, house. However, he just said that shit.
And he's like, yeah. Anyway, and he didn't realise that was the interesting part of the story. He just thought the next door neighbours who kept a horse in their house. Anyway, they got
house. I can't even say that. I can't even pronounce it like that. Like I'd have to practice that for like an hour or 2. But yeah, there's no distinguishing features other than that word right there to take and tell me that he's even from England. And even that, you could take and go to parts of the Midwest and they sound like that here in the States. So that kind of threw me. Like, that's what?
The story. He just thought that was a...
No, it's wonderful. But it's just, it's the best day of the year, this. This is the best day of the year, without a shadow of a doubt. You can spend your life playing in golf days.
Ireland,
I don't. I
again?
do a few. I came back and I did Fergie's golf day. But this is the greatest because you know that you're doing...
No. Northern Irish, okay.
No, yeah, I'm just excited to be just doing this again because I haven't done promo or released music where I've gone out to promote it for a long time. Like I've released a lot of music and stuff like that, but it's just good to be back out on the road and back in the scene and going on tour again.
That almost sounded like Keith Urban, and he's from Australia. So, New Zealand, close. So there's okay.
Push to say, okay, maybe this might be the chance to do it. And then I kind of teased the audience a bit the following year by asking them what they thought about whether I should participate or not. What they thought if I would participate. And I had another burst of very, very good comments. And then...
I'm going to guess from another part of England that they haven't went over yet. Because the difference in that is like, it sounds like from England, but just the way some of the words were, yeah. Maltese? Y'all see what you get for taking and spreading this fucking language all over the world? That's all I'm gonna say. You can't even really? Maltese. Not enough. Thank God this has not seen it. I'd be pissed right now. There we have it. Guess the English accent. Holy hell, that was... I did awful. But it's interesting to hear just how many different variations. There's even more than what's on here. But how many different variations there are of the English language. How many different accents or, accents from different countries. And how even in countries that speak English, you have the regional dialects that take and make it unique to that region. It's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. And I enjoyed this. This was fun. I woefully ignorant of how people speak it in other countries, or at least the way they sound, but it was still interesting to take and see the different ways that it comes off of one person's tongue and is received by somebody else. It's interesting to take and hear just because there's 5 different regions of England, and every one of them they had differences to the way they sounded. The one for Bristol, I was like, the only thing that sounded different than the way we talk here in the U.S., at least in my ears, was the way they said the word house. But then again, they could have been from like Iowa or something, or not Iowa, but like Wisconsin or something like that. So, very, very, I enjoyed this. I'm about to find more stuff like this. I hope everybody enjoyed this. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, and notification bell. Y'all have a lovely one. Peace.